What's up, y'all? This is Tim Einica with The Library. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. That's at The Library with Tim. That's at The Library with Tim. Also, check me out on rapstation.com for my full interviews and also updates from all the And You Don't Stop crew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Testing. 1, 2. Yes, sir. Testing. 1, 2. Trying to get this right. Yeah. Hey, I sense havoc that triggers immense panic. Convince savages with the use of intense magic. I'll prince planet your flesh against granite. The best is fish, damn it. The rest should
MC, musician, painter, actor, Renaissance man Chali 2na of Jurassic 5 and Ozomatli is currently working on a project called Against the Current. It's made up of 5 EPs and original artwork that presents the evolution of Chali 2na. For more information on this project, go to pledgemusic.com. Here's part 1 of my interview with Chali 2na. Chali 2na, formerly of Jurassic 5, thanks so much for joining me on The Library with Tim Einica.
Oh, no problem, man. And everybody could sizzle off. You take some scissors and cut off the formerly, man. I mean, Jurassic 5 still exists. So
your current project is Against the Current. It's a series of 5 EPs, and then including some original artwork. Can you just, for those that don't know, can you kind of tell the audience a little bit about each of the CDs, kind of the themes behind them? Why release them in 5 separate CDs, and then kind of more about your artwork, which I don't think a lot of people actually know about.
Well, the series came, the idea of this series came to me, man, just because I was thinking about how people consume music nowadays, and it's not necessarily the way that, it used to be with us, man, as far as growing up and going to the mom and pop store, waiting for that next new dope album to come out, and I'm going to grab it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever the genre was, but especially hip-hop, So I'm just saying, nowadays, people are hitting iTunes and Amazon, and they're like, yo, let me listen to that for a second. Let me listen to that for a second. Oh, I like this one. That one's okay. End up walking away with about 5 songs, you know what I'm saying, instead of getting the whole album, and it's a trip. To see that happening, I always bug out. So I'm like, okay, if you consume it like that, then let me at least kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone. One, the whole EP series is dedicated to my dad, just right. on the strength of all the inspiration that he gave me in listening to and being inspired by these genres of music that I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is dedicated to Charles Stewart Sr., a.k.a. Papa Tuna. Give the people a small history of where you were born and where you grew up at.
Okay, I was born in Chicago, 35th and Wabash, 1949. I just made.
He passed away this past September, so just it's kind of a homage paid to him. 3, it's called Against the Current on some double entendre kind of. You know what I'm saying? As far as I currently, I'm 42 years old. I don't necessarily condemn none of the new music that people are calling rap and hip, equating to hip hop. I don't condemn it because, kids are still making the music that they love, regardless of what it may or may not be doing to their mentals. But I do say that I don't necessarily connect with it, so I'm going to do the music that I love and go against what the current music and standard of popularity is. You know what I'm saying? Then, it's a play with all of the fish, situations. But the biggest thing is each EP, the first one was like a commercial to the next 4. The second one will be electronic based simply because of the Chicago origins that I have. That's my birthplace and such, and being able to be right around the time house music, really started to do its thing, deep house, and it turned it into all of the other things that it turned into, techno, and spread across the world, and, garage music and drum and bass and all these different things just spawn off of it. So I was going to try to do representations of the parts of it that I love on that EP. Give you 5 songs off of that. Oh, wow. Give you the next 5 songs will be from a Caribbean base. Thinking, all of the stuff that I've done with Ozomatli, all of the reggae music that has inspired me throughout the years. I was going to kind of mix the Caribbean-based one up between the 2 within 5 songs. The next one will be from a live perspective, right? As far as like, live band, what I've been doing for the past 5-6 years with my solo projects, going out with a live 3-piece band and just trying to murder the crowd from all perspectives besides just hip hop. And the last one will be an ode to my favorite culture of them all, hip hop music. So I was trying to do it like that, but like I said, in 5 spurts, and that way I can like spread it out through the course of the year. I wanted to use everything I just explained as a commercial more than just the initial product. I wanted it to be the commercial for what I actually do, which is paint. And I've been a painter forever, man. That's what I started with. That's what got me into hip-hop, with graffiti, you know what I'm saying? And then I tried all of the other elements, and the ones that I fit, I stuck with, you know what I'm saying? Like the pop lock, I was kind of cool with that. I was an alright DJ, but I couldn't scratch that well. And you know what I'm saying, I rap. And I was like, oh, I could do that good. You know what I'm saying? That was cool, and it kind of stuck, But my initial, element was graffiti, and that came from me loving to draw as a child from 4 or 5 years old, then learn how to, watercolor, acrylics, you know what I'm saying? So.
Is painting, is it all self-taught? I know in the first EP, there's that conversation you're having with your dad where he's like, I know you got the head part from, but the body, I just don't get it.
I don't know. I used to draw. I could draw faces and stuff. But how you develop the talent that you had with this art is unbelievable. I used to watch you draw them animals with all the muscles and all the different things in it, and I couldn't figure out where you got this from. Your granddad, my dad, he drew. But he used to draw faces. He had the art books. That's where I got it from. He showed me how to draw, how you put the faces in the eyes and the nose and the lips and stuff like that. So I was about faces and stuff. But where you got this talent of doing bodies and, you got an extraordinary, you got a talent, you got a gift. So, I don't know. I really don't know how you got that. Especially, what you really freaked me out is, have you seen the fish tank?
Back to your artwork, and I'm going to jump around a little bit, but you're an MC and you're an artist, which is both, but you paint. What is easier to express? I guess what's the easiest form of expression for you? Is it through your artwork, or is it actually through your lyrics?
I think the easiest and the most initially natural is painting. But I think because music became my primary source of income for years, the practice that I got in doing music and participating in the creation of songs and things of that nature, man, I think the skill level has caught up. Or it's like directly behind the art now, as opposed to how much of a gap it used to be. You know what I mean? But it like I said, naturally, like I could grab a spray paint can or a Sharpie marker, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sketch some that'll feel more natural than sitting there for 20, 30 minutes, an hour to whatever. Right. And draw, and writing a rap or trying to attempt to sculpt out the thought process behind the topics of a song. You know what I'm saying? It's just easier for me to do, I think.
And I want to go back to something you talked about a little bit in the first answer. In the song "Remember the Future," you rap about the old school versus the new school and kind of the technological advancement and actually how kids today are listening to the music.
Nowadays, take it from the old, drop it in the Pro Tools, then download, fade it in tune, give it that boom. Got a little move, ain't nothing to do too. Now you can manipulate the sound. Elemental sub, killing with the dub, breaking it down.
And then I also read in an interview you did that you say that some of the music today is just not memorable. Because it's easily downloaded and it's, is it not memorable because it's one of those things where, let's say I want to listen to a song, I go to iTunes or whatever, I download the MP3, but let's say in like a week, oh crap, I need more room on my iPod. I get rid of this song, whatever. Or is it just not? Is it not memorable because it just sucks? Or is it both?
Well, you know what, man? This argument, has probably existed for a long time. I guess since the consumption of music in general in America and abroad. In my opinion, simply because I'm going to say it like this. My mom used to, in the early days, the Sugar Hill and the Grandmaster Flash and Furious, all them days,
yeah.
she used to be like, man, I mean, they trying to talk about something, but that ain't gonna last. That ain't no real music. That ain't the Supremes and this and the third. You see these songs right here? These songs don't last forever.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think just like as technology advanced, the expiration dates of these songs have shortened. You know what I'm saying? The lifespan of these songs have shortened. You know what I'm saying? And I think now more than ever, the music is initially talking about this moment, right now. Mm. And when that moment passes, they're on to the next song that's talking about that moment, right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's part one of my interview with Chali 2na on his new project, Against the Current. All music played throughout this interview is from the first EP of this series. This is Tim Einenkel with The Library. Peace.
Remember,
this is dedicated to
Charles Stewart, Chali 2na's dad. You know, that's my namesake. It's my firstborn.
And we are on the set of a teaser that I'm making for the Against the Current project.
We're doing a little documentary. This is my son. Yeah, he's a rapper. He used to be with Jurassic 5. Now he's got his own record group solo album. So we're doing a little documentary. You know, so you'll see it. You might see me on there too.
Proud Pops.